Hey everyone, I'm Alicia Toot from A Music Vlog, yeah, and I'm really excited to be sitting here with the guys from Viet Cong. How are you both doing?
Good, hey.
Good.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, tonight you are playing a sold-out Converse Rubber Tracks live show in Toronto. So how stoked you guys for this? Because we've been waiting for quite some time for you to come back.
I'm reasonably stoked.
Reasonably stoked. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm stoked also.
Well, being that this is a Converse event, we have to kick things off by asking, what is your favorite pair of Converse to wear?
My favorite one is the ones that Marty McFly was wearing in the first Back to the Future movie when he's running away on the wooden skateboard.
I got some Black Sabbath Paranoid Converse, I think last year at South by Southwest.
Well, come May, you'll embark on this new European tour. So which cities do you look forward to visiting the most on that?
In Europe? I don't know, Europe's kind of, it's different. I feel like a city is a city no matter where you go in North America, but in Europe, I feel like they kind of have their certain idiosyncrasies and stuff and like different things that make a city a city. Paris is always really nice, I guess. Anywhere out of the UK is always really nice. We don't love the UK that much
Why
for some
not?
reason. I don't know.
The food is generally not as good, and I don't know, it's just not as good.
Well, we covered you guys in Leeds at the Brudenell Social Club, and I remember my writer coming back telling me that he had just a blast covering you at that gig. So when you're comparing the audiences to there, especially that you're about to embark on this European tour, how would you compare the North American ones you play to the European audiences?
I mean, if we have to compare, I suppose I feel like the age gap is broader in Europe and in the UK. Like, we get a lot of 65-year-olds coming out to shows. It's like 18 to 65 instead of 18 to 35. We get a lot of like old punk rockers and people who are like, yeah, I saw Joy Division here in 1978, and you know, like old British dudes with like their Oasis haircuts.
A lot of mod cuts you see over there. Yeah. Yep.
That's the only difference I can give you.
Well, I read that you really do enjoy venues over there, especially one of you mentioned Brudenell. So what is it about the venues over there that kind of appeals?
Well, first off, the Brudenell Social Club is a bit of an exceptional venue, and like anywhere. It's I don't know. I don't know if you've been there ever, but it's like it has this like wicked games room with like snooker tables and like pinball, and then there's like a bar area where like people and their kids and their dogs and everything are all hanging out, and then the venue's kind of over on the other side, and this guy Nathan who books it and runs it lives above it in this like apartment with his mom, and it's just like it's such an amazing place.
The Brudenell is one of my favorites. I love those guys. It's a proper public house. When I think of the word pub, that's what I think of. It's like people go there and it's like hanging out in their living room. It's just their comfortable zone where they have to pay extra money for beer.
It is also the best venue in the world, I think, though. Straight up.
But that's not a discredit to venues in North America. It's not like, you know, people are really shitting the bed here as far as venues.
No. They'd get like an 8 out of 10 usually, you know, but the Brudenell gets like a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5.
You know?
We're gonna have to definitely send this to Nate.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a kick out of this.
It's a step
It's
above.
like a little promo.
Yeah.
We've been championing the Brudenell Social Club for
as long as we've been there.
since the first time we played there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know I read before that you love mayhem and chaos at your live gigs. So just with that said, what would you say is one of the crazier moments or one of the weirder things to happen at one of your shows?
As far as mayhem and chaos goes, I don't know if we love that. Where did you hear that?
I read in an interview, so that they either quoted you incorrectly.
That doesn't mean anything that you read it in an interview, though.
Someone said it. Someone in the band said it.
Apparently one of us said it.
Or it could have been. Well, no, it probably was one of us, I
It
guess.
was likely misconstrued.
Okay.
We said like, yeah, and you know something, and then like, tour was mayhem, and they're like, these guys love mayhem and chaos.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually felt bad. We got an email after our last show in Vancouver, like maybe 3 weeks ago, saying there was like a big kind of moshy zone where people were fighting each other, and I don't know. People do that.
There was some sword fighting.
Sword fighting going on.
and we got an email saying that like girls were getting punched in the face and stuff. And I don't know, I don't realize these things are happening when we're playing. So I kind of felt really terrible about it. So I.
Yeah.
What are your views on mosh pits when you see them at shows, or not
Well,
even your own?
It's
just in
exciting
general?
because, but I mean, I'm like I look to the ground and I sing and I'm just like, and I don't really realize what's happening. I felt bad that people were actually like getting violenced.
Violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Violence.
Violence. Well, I remember when I first listened to your debut record, which was released earlier this year, I actually thought that you were a British group, just because I remember just the vibes that I was getting, and a lot of our staff are based there, and we're covering you before we had any coverage in North America. So do you happen to listen to any groups from across the pond, or that you feel have influenced your music?
Yeah, a lot of music that we listen to. I mean, I don't think a lot of new music or modern music as much. But a lot of the stuff from like the late 70s, early 80s from the UK. I don't know, the UK has always been kind of a hotbed. Is that what they say? Yeah, a hotbed for new musical ideas. I don't know, since the Beatles, I guess, right? And we love all that stuff.
There you go.
I don't know. Yeah, we like it. It's a lot of good music came from there. We love it.
Well, the album has been labeled as post-punk and noise rock. So when it actually comes down to genres and things you hear about people categorizing the music, what are your thoughts on the term post-punk?
I like how vague it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it leaves a lot of room for exploration. It's not like pigeonholing you into this one specific thing. Because post-punk bands were doing all sorts of different things. Like, a lot of it was very dubby, a lot of it was very like straight up 3-chord punk, a lot of it was kind of more prog rock, and it's all labeled under this this tag post-punk, and I feel like it leaves a lot of room to explore. I think if we're gonna be labeled anything, that's a good enough thing to be labeled as.
You alright with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I guess it's
don't
kind of like the term indie nowadays, rather than it being independent. You almost say it for new bands or bands who were originally new. Like, you can call a band like Arctic Monkeys indie even though they're not independent whatsoever. So I kind of
like I don't know. I don't know what bands are independent. It's only punk bands, like DIY punk bands.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't want to be called indie
And
bands.
as far as all the post genres, the very first post one I think was post-punk, right?
I think so.
And now it's like post-rock, post-hardcore,
Post
post
anything.
whatever.
Post anything.
Post one was punk, probably post-punk. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know why people feel the need to just.
I can't verify
Not
that,
maybe,
but it
not
makes
maybe.
sense.
We're calling it right here. First post
First
genre.
post-punk.
The first post genre was post-punk.
You heard it from Viet Cong, everybody. Well, with festival season right around the corner, we wanted to ask you if you could curate your own festival lineup. Who would be part of that?
We're trying to right now.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
We actually are.
We're really trying to get it like as bad as you can try to do something, or as hard as you can try to do something. We're really trying to get a hold of Iggy Pop.
Really?
Yeah, and we're not going to get a response, but I mean,
You never know.
But you have to try, and I think that's kind of the thing. It's like you have your dream list of bands, and you just like shoot as high as possible, and then whatever else comes in is probably what the festival's going to be.
Who else are you guys trying
and that's
to?
curation.
I mean, who else have you emailed, or who else are you thinking of then?
We've got a giant master list, but I mean, we love all sorts of different types of music, spanning the genres. I can't say anything about what we're actually working on right now, but I don't know. I like having themes for a set, like 3 hip-hop bands, and then 3 like dark, dancey kind of bands, and kind of doing it like that, but we'll see. See what happens.
Nice.
Iggy.
Hint,
Iggy.
hint.
Come on, Iggy.
Come on. We're creeps.
Come on, Iggy. Iggy.
To wrap things up, what would you say is the best part about being in Viet Cong with one another?
Yeah, these sons of bitches.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Hanging
Hanging
out,
out
having a
in a
good
van.
time.
Me and Danny are living in a van right now, and we love it.
Love van life. There you go.
I'm the only one who technically has a home right now.
Yeah, Flegel has a home, but nobody else does.
Flagel and 3 homeless.
New band name? One
Yeah.
day. You never know.
I don't know. It'd be too offensive, I think.
It might be too offensive. Schlegel and Three Hobos.
Next record title.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that wraps everything up. I just want to say thank you so much to both of you for your time today. We really do appreciate it.
Thank
So
you.
thank you. And for everyone at home who's watching, be sure to visit us at www.amusicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews with your favorite artists. See you next time.